good to get out there, get in the stadium, have scrimmage, try to make it game-like as possible. Just a lot of new faces that need to, make sure that feels like that's our home place and home turf. And so even wearing game jerseys today, we didn't get a chance to wear those in the spring, just outside factors. But it was good to get the guys a lot of reps. Defense did a nice job coming out, setting the tone. Could execute a little bit better offensively, but led to a couple of takeaways, and that's always great to see because they were advantageous. You guys making plays, love to see that. And then the offense did a nice job of just slowly responding, coming back, and as the scrimmage went on, became very balanced. So just great learning moments. We always want to take that from any practice, but a scrimmage is about as game-like as we're going to get. So a lot to learn from, and I know our guys are going to keep working. So.
Let's go. Start with Charlie on the far right.
Kind of a two-parter. Just what did you see from the running backs, and do you have an update on A.K. Deere and E.J. Crowell?
E.J. did not scrimmage today. He'll be out for a few practices here. He won't miss any games down the road. So he did not practice today. A.K. did suffer an injury. He actually was having a nice scrimmage, scored a touchdown. We'll evaluate him and figure out what the severity of that. So. That was unfortunate because he was having a real nice scrimmage there with the touches he got. And so that's kind of the status on those two.
Let's go to Katie on the far left.
How did Austin and Keelan perform in the scrimmage today, and maybe what impact did it have on the battle between those two?
As the scrimmage went on, they both got better. Both had their moments early where they could have executed better. They could use some help from some guys once in a while. They're not going to be perfect all the time. Operationally, I just think, again, it's them running the show, but everyone doing their part. And so the slow start probably really wasn't about one player, one position group, but both of them really, as the scrimmage went along, got in their rhythm. And so the challenge to them now will just be starting faster every single time we have these game-like scrimmages and practices coming out and setting the tone themselves.
Back to the far right, Chase.
Did anybody besides AK get banged up? And also, if you could touch on how the offensive line looked.
Yeah, no one other than just normal football stuff, injury-wise today, other than AK. And I thought, our defensive line does a nice job. The way that they play physically, and there's moments where there's just matchups every single program in the country is going to have an issue with. And so there are times where that pops up. I thought, pass protection, this has been a really good week. You can see every practice. They're understanding their assignments. They're working together. The communication is there. Run game-wise, I feel like it improved as well. There's some plays early where it's really not their fault. It might look like it, but it's not. And, today's scrimmage, that's just something we got to clean up again, getting numbers right and things like that. So it's been a steady improvement. That's what we expect, and that's what we got to have. So I like the direction it's going. There's been, for the most part, with the ones, a consistency with who's in the rotation, who's getting the snaps, and that's really important. So our twos certainly, got to find the rhythm. There's less continuity there. We've got some young guys that are taking a lot of snaps.
Let's go in the middle and the back to Alex.
Two-parter. Do you feel closer to making a decision at quarterback? And then can you just tell me about the development and play of Javen James?
Yep. I don't feel closer with the quarterback answer. And with Javen, days like today are huge for him. And it's making sure, just for everyone, right? It's about stacking play after play after play after play. And so I think he's done that more consistently throughout practice and fall camp. And, I think he can become a complete player. And so, just getting better. He doesn't have, glaring strengths, glaring weaknesses. He's just a solid player that's getting better in all facets of his game. And so he's working at it. You can see the commitment he has with some of his just habits, things that are important to him that can help him be his best. That's what we ask of all of our guys, but that's certainly something you see him really growing and understanding how that can impact his play when he gets on the football field.
Let's go to Colin on the right.
Hey, Kalen, can you break down what you saw from inside linebacker? Kind of how much did you see in terms of rotation between the guys in the unit next to maybe Caleb too?
Yeah, sometimes from my vantage point, trying to run the whole show and don't see all the little details. Trying to make sure manage everything with each sideline, talking to and running the show there. I do think a guy like I'm speaking more about the week of practice, probably not so much about this scrimmage. A guy like Luke Metz being able to run sideline to sideline, he's a guy I'd make a note of, just like the way he plays. Every snap as a young guy, he's getting better and better, as you'd expect. You got your guys that, again, around him. Caleb's Woodson's been consistent, brings a lot of energy, and just has a lot of game experience. And so other guys that have, again, Abdul, Sanders, and he's come along all week. QB Reese, takes a lot of snaps. He's always going to be in the right place and doing his job and bringing energy as well. So guys are consistent. It's not a group that, as a group that obviously there's some names that we got to replace from last year's team, but it's a group that I think has consistently, performed. The communication starts with them. They're doing a good job there as well.
Let's go to Michael, second row.
In terms of the offensive line, what do you see from the cohesion of that group with new faces, new coaching? Where is that coming together now at this point in camp?
Yeah. The cohesion, I guess, one is communication and then being on the same page, and then just I think they're taking it upon themselves, with what they do in the meeting room, just the extra work that they're putting in. They understand, that there's a lot of eyes on them and a lot of focus is on them as far as, what our team can be. And so they're owning it, accepting it, and, continuing to improve every single day. Definitely not there yet, and it's going to be something where every day you're just trying to, take those steps. Probably, there's things that they do really well. Like there's stuff that we can go out there and we can execute with those guys and feel really good about. Today, I think there's, a little bit of focus of trying to do that so you can get a rhythm going, but also, when you have live moments like we have today, and there's not many live days. I mean, there's half a dozen or so practices where we go full pads. Got to take advantage of the things that you can't see when you're not live and letting them go do their thing there. So some of the situations, there's less reps that they've had. You can see the execution or lack of execution isn't quite there yet, but that's why we practice. And this is practice 8. It's going to go fast, but so there's urgency level. But these guys are putting the pedal down every single day, working on becoming one. And again, there's been a lot of consistency with who's in the rotation, especially with the ones, and that's been important for our progress.
Emily Grace, back left.
Coach, what were your points of emphasis for both the offense and the defense heading into today's scrimmage?
Discipline and detail, just discipline, and some of the things that we had more penalties today. They were the penalties when you have a full officiating crew that are really good to have called, like guys going downfield just a little bit too soon, so it's illegal men downfield. And what you really saw on both sides of the ball is those penalties hurting that, the momentum. Defense might have the offense in a unfavorable down and distance and have some type of penalty that you don't get called every day in practice when you don't have a full SEC crew. Maybe they're not seeing everything. And so that was actually good. I consider that a positive. I'd rather learn those things now and go through those moments in a scrimmage like this. It's frustrating for each side of the ball to have those called, but we did a good job learning from that a year ago and becoming really the least penalized team in the conference. And so that's certainly been a focus. I have not taken that for granted again, that that you got to work at it. You got to be intentional and conscious of making sure that doesn't happen.
Last two questions. We'll start with Hunter on the left and finish with Matt.
Yeah, was there a position group that maybe stood out most to you?
I don't know. There was times. We had a couple tip balls, so the DBs did a nice job making a play because they were picking it up right up off the ground. And those plays aren't always made. It wasn't just gimmies. I thought there were some good plays where we yards after catch. I thought the running backs were chewing up some yards there and got better as the scrimmage went along. So I think our D line's just been really consistent. and I don't want to take that for granted, so I should mention that. I have an expectation for them, and I think that they've done a nice job. So I thought the tight ends, as the scrimmage went along, got better. So getting guys in every snap that we take, it matters, especially with the younger guys across the board on our football team.
Last question will be from Matt, middle of the room.
Besides EJ and obviously Noah Rogers, did anybody totally sit out today?
Guys that sat out, lots years missed a couple practices and did not scrimmage today, and he'll be out for a few more practices, I would expect, and don't expect him to miss any games or anything like that. So he did not practice today.
All right, thank you.
You're good. Thank you.